Collingwood, on the other hand, not so well. Obviously, lost Cloak, Nathan Brown as a free agent, Witts to Gold Coast, Jack Frost to Brisbane, Marley Williams to North Melbourne. Not sure what happens to Jonathan Marsh now. I assume he'll sign back with
I heard
Collingwood.
he's retiring.
I don't.
That's what I've heard, that he's leaving football.
I didn't hear that.
I heard that on radio.
There you go.
Well,
That would be a big shock. I wouldn't think you would.
I think there's family issues or something going on in Western Australia, and that's why he wanted to go back. And now that they didn't send him there, that he's going to retire.
There you go. Could be right. They're bought in.
It's an exclusive to
An
sportdot.
exclusive, a sportdot exclusive. They're bought in Daniel Wells, Chris Mayne, Will Hoskin-Elliott, and Lyndon Dunn. Big issue.
Lyndon done.
Big issues.
That guy's career's done.
Yeah, that.
I don't know if Buckley knows what he's doing
not
or
Buckley.
what.
The thing is that the problem for Collingwood now
Do they-
is that
yeah.
Buckley himself, acknowledged that he has to make finals next year, otherwise he's gone. The best thing for this Collingwood team is not to make finals next year. They're not good enough to make finals next year, and it's not even part of bringing in guys like Chris Mayne is useless. And then as well, there's no defenders left on their list. You thought Pendlebury playing off halfback was bad last year. He's going to be a fullback because he's like.
You're going to be relying on Lachlan Keefe, and he hasn't
Yeah.
played for a year.
It's going to be Ben Reid,
Keefe.
who he strung together quite a few games last year, but he's had massive injury issues. Lyndon Dunn's a VFL player, and Keefe
fierce.
hasn't played for 2 years.
At this moment now is a very important time for Collingwood and Eddie Maguire, because as we've seen in the past, like in the 60s, Melbourne, they made a big decision by sacking Norm Smith and then reinstating him. Never won a premiership since then. Richmond did the same thing in the 80s, failed, still failing. Right now, Collingwood, they sacked Mick Moldhouse. No matter how they say it, they sacked him.
They sacked him.
Yeah.
They've changed the team, everything, and they haven't made finals for, 3-4 years now?
Yeah, 3 years, I think. or
The
4.
crowd's going down. There's no one in the cheer squad anymore, the Collingwood cheer squad.
Collingwood cheer squad's.
The membership's
Your-
going down. There is a problem there.
Mm,
And it's all because Eddie became too big for the club.
mm.
He thought whatever he touches, he succeeds. And now, he's probably his biggest failure. And he could
There's
be remembered for
certainly
this.
a lot of work to do. The only one that I like is Will Hoskin-Elliott. He fits into the age demographic, and he's one of those guys that fringe player for GWS. That's a good selection.
Yeah.
And the other negative is just our draft position, or Collingwood's draft position, sorry. Our first pick's 28, which a lot of that is to do with the Treloar and Aish and getting everyone in last year. We gave up a lot of this year's picks, but for a team that finished pretty low down the ladder to not have a pick inside the top 20 is not ideal, especially when you're bringing in 32-year-olds like Wells. So he will be 32 before next year. So
See that photo of James Aish with the umbrella?
Chivalry's
His
dead.
girlfriend's in the rain.
Yeah, that wasn't a great look.